The 49ers just lost 27-24 to the Los Angeles Rams. Here are the 49ers grades for this pathetic performance. Brock Purdy. I'm giving him an A. He proved that he doesn't need Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, and Christian McCaffrey to be effective. He doesn't even need Brandon Ayuk to be at his peak. All he needs is Juwan Jennings. Granted, Purdy faced arguably the worst defense in the NFL. Still, he threw for 292 yards, 3 touchdowns, and no interceptions. He also ran for 41 yards. To be fair, he also fumbled once, but overall, he was excellent. And he didn't have a dominant running game to lean on. He carried the offense. All but 2 of his incomplete passes were dropped. How about that? Running backs. B. The Rams put 8 defenders in the box most of the game, which is why Jordan Mason averaged just 4.1 yards per carry. Still, he ran hard. He just didn't have much running room. Wide receivers. B+. Juwan Jennings had the game of his freaking life. He caught 11 passes for 175 yards and 3 touchdowns. He looked like Anquan Bolden out there. Truthfully, the Niners should have thrown to him more often. He was by far their best weapon, and he clearly is their best wide receiver. Better than Brandon Ayuk, who had 5 catches on 10 targets for 43 yards. Better than Deebo Samuel, who's always injured. The Niners' offense is so much better when they don't have to force the ball to those overpaid wideouts. Jennings should be their go-to guy for years to come. And Ronnie Bell should never play again. Ever. Ever. He dropped a deep pass that would have set up the game-winning field goal. Jacob Cohn should have been on the field instead of him. Tight ends. C-. George Kittle missed the game with a calf strain, and Eric Sobert had 41 receiving yards in his place. But the 49ers really struggled to run the ball without Kittle's elite blocking. Offensive linemen. C+. They gave up only 1 sack, but that's because Brock Purdy scrambled away from pressure time and time again. They did not block well in the run game against a terrible run defense. Colton McKivitz gave up a sack fumble, and Jake Brendel was just plain awful as usual. Defensive linemen. C. They sacked Matthew Stafford 3 times, but also gave up 3 walk-in touchdowns to Rams running back Kyron Williams, even though they stacked the box all game. The 49ers defense is soft. Linebackers. D. Fred Warner recorded just 4 tackles, and Devondre Campbell committed a pass interference penalty with the game on the line. Other than that, they were great. Defensive backs. F. Trevarius Ward gave up a 50-yard catch to Tutu Atwell in the 4th quarter. Tutu who? Collectively, this group gave up a passer rating of 105.6 to a team missing both of its starting wide receivers. Pitiful. Special teams. F-. First, they allowed a fake punt to pick up a first down. Next, Jake Moody missed a 55-yard field goal. Finally, the coverage unit gave up a 37-yard punt return that gave the Rams the ball at midfield on the final series. Special teams lost the game for the 49ers. Coaches. F. Nick Sorensen couldn't figure out how to stop Kyron Williams and Tutu Atwell. A couple mediocrities. No offense to mediocrities or those guys. Through 3 games, Sorensen appears to be a downgrade from Steve Wilks. On offense, Kyle Shanahan did a good job working around the absences of McCaffrey, Samuel, and Kittle, but Shanahan's refusal to play rookies unless he absolutely has to hurt him again today. He stubbornly played cornerback Isaac Yiadom and wide receiver Ronnie Bell instead of rookies Renardo Green and Jacob Cowan, and those decisions ruined the 49ers' chances. Shanahan is terrible at game management. Now his high-priced veteran team seems decidedly mediocre. Last week's loss to the Vikings wasn't a fluke. The Vikings are better than the 49ers, and so are lots of teams.